So what we're doing here is another video. It's just a quick, I did a whole inspection here, so I'm going to do a quick skinny and just go over it. By the way, anybody watching this, I do these also for home inspections, and I do call Marco with a question. You can call me anywhere in the country with a house problem you can't solve. Just Google, call Marco, M-A-R-K-O, with a question, and usually right now it's 29 bucks. You get 15 minutes to solve your problem. So here we are at Garfield Heights, Indiana, and we have a main street, so obviously it's a main street. You expect some noise. Also, make sure you tell the insurance company about the fire hydrant across the street because you might get a discount. We have some tripping hazards here in the driveway. The driveway's okay. Parts of it's been repaired. Some of it's new back there. But you can see here where you're going to damage your car. So we got to do some repairs, fill in the chuck holes, or the whatever you want to call them. All right. And then here we have overgrowth. The stairs are kind of been settled and beat up, but they're okay. There is, below this whole front porch are 2 rooms. And I've never seen these rooms ever dry in any house. So it's luckily it's facing the north, all right? So those rooms are dingy, mold, moisture, sweating. I don't know. It's just difficult. How do you heat it? How do you cool it? How do you condition it? Maybe just close those doors off, insulate, weather strip the doors, and then keep it like a cold room and not heat it and cool it. But there is some carpenter ant activity that they've made some attempts to repair. Also, the porch has some repairs. Maybe we'll get down to it and look at it. The grass is very steep here on the neighbor's side, very difficult to cut. And then caps and screens, vinyl siding, and windows. Also, the windows, there's a few broken window seals. The windows are newer, but some of the windows, they weren't the best windows, and some don't lock and need adjustments or some kind of maintenance. So you may have to do some maintenance to those windows. Now, what's good is it is a pre-78 home, and we don't have the wood windows and wood siding, right? So that's a good sign. We have older drain tiles, some moisture intrusion, and also you can see here where there's some peeling paint on the soffits, and there's some rotted wood and missing trim, and also it's susceptible to ice dam. A lot of the nails are loose, okay? And so nails are caused by heat loss to the unconditioned attic space. So we'll go up there in a second. So you got some tuck pointing that needs to be done, and there's the wood's okay, but it's wear and tear, some moisture also underneath these steps, and in the back corners there's some wood boring insect, actually carpenter ants, right? And so looks okay. I mean, we got an old drain tile system. They become slow and sluggish. These are the old coal chutes. They don't use them anymore. Sometimes people replace them with glass block. The house also has exterior water spigots that are still galvanized. Maybe that's something we change. We put frost-free fixtures in. The door is missing storm door, and the basements are boarded up. Back here, older driveway. This deck is older. There's some boards that need to be replaced, and there's some rails also that you could get slivers. So there's some rotted wood. That door is not good, and the trim around it is deteriorated around the sliding door, and the sliding door has broken window sills. You need a trapper. There's an animal digging in this house. There's a groundhog over here. So you got it, because water gets in there when it rains and fills that up, and the water leaks in the basement. So you got a groundhog issue. Also, it's aluminum siding, and there's some dents, bush overgrown, okay? And the furnace is like 15 or so years old. Back of garage is completely overgrown, older flat roof, and then also some trim missing, and you need to clean that up. Didn't inspect fences. The garage also, hey, can you open that for me? Yeah. You got a drain here. You want to keep it drain clean. The bushes are overgrown on the back side and on the side, and the walls are kind of like not level. They're okay, but I would put in some bracing or bridging. All right, and then the back wall, you can see where there's been some repairs. The whole ceiling had to be redone, right? You see that, all new 2x4s. And then also, you know, the electrical's been kind of updated a bit. And here you can see how the sill plate's moved a bit. I don't think it's going anywhere, but this wall definitely isn't level. Maybe you put in some bridging, some bracing, okay? Looking at the chimney, maybe cap and screen. We have a newer electrical meter. It's a smart meter, all right? And then the wires are frayed going up to the pole. Someday you'll have some maintenance. They got rid of a window that was upstairs in one of the rooms. Here's a close-up of the door. Let's go down to the basement. And so kind of going in, they're missing, there's no storm door. You might want to put one of those in. The landing isn't level because they usually settle over the time because the columns are getting rusty, but they're still functional. So these stringers are always in the ground in these homes, so they rust out, or see, they rot out a little bit, and then a little rust on the bottom of the columns, but they still ping. Listen, you know, so it's still okay. You need a dehumidifier. Here, they used to have a softener. They took it out. The jumper for electrical is good. And then the duct is very dirty. They had a problem in here with a flood, so they tore out the walls. We're in these little rooms underneath the front porch now. And here you can see where they had not termites, but carpet ran fast, the basement leaks, the ceiling leaks. It's just, this is what is just very difficult to, you know, manage moisture in these. You can see how the walls leak once in a while. You can see how the ceilings were rotten. They fixed them. They put a new beam support in there. So it's always going to be maintenance. I don't know how to handle this. You know, I probably wouldn't heat it. I'd probably keep it cool, put in weather stripping, and then dehumidify the basement. So we do have some newer wiring, older wiring, some knob and tube. There's 2-prong outlets, there's 3-prong outlets. There's your main sewer, clean out your main water. By the way, the water's not working. It's off, so I couldn't even test anything. And here we got a water heater that's old and on borrowed time. And you can see how moisture is causing rusting these columns. Eventually, I would probably sand them down and paint them and then periodically look at them because they rust from the inside out. We have a 100-amp service, and you can see newer wiring. I'm not opening it up anymore, but there's your knob and tube wiring. There's no insulation around the perimeter. They've also done some repairs. Very humid in here, so the furnace ductwork is rusting, the furnace is rusting, the water heater is rusting, the pipes are rusting. So we need to control the humidity. Also, a lot of this looks like the basement leaks, but I have to say a lot of it is condensation because it's so cool down here and the humidity is too high. We could probably get rid of a lot of that. It does have an old drain tile system. Old drain tile systems become slow and sluggish, and, you know, eventually you got to waterproof them, right? Interior, exterior. I'm not real big on these tripping hazards. That pipe across the floor is just a condensate pipe, and we don't have any air conditioning in this house, okay? And then the dryer vent isn't connected, obviously. So here's our furnace, and you can see how the humidity and moisture has caused it to really rust. So it needs to be clean, serviced, maintained, all right? And the ductwork needs to be clean. You should change your filter periodically. And then we're set up with a 3-prong 220 for the dryer. And a lot of dust, a lot of cobwebs, you know, so we want to clean it up. Some mildew, you know, from high humidity, you could probably wash a lot of that off. And like this duct here isn't connected, see that? So you're going to lose, you know, you're going to lose some heat here. There's a laundry chute. Let's go up through the house real quick. And so maybe a few joist hangers also added. You can see here, there's no joist hangers. You could add them up. And, you know, this don't work. Well, maybe it does, but the water softener, rain soft. Get on the internet, study it, see what you could learn about maintaining it. Find out if you own it. Sometimes you lease those. I don't know. So ask the homeowner about that. Stairs aren't level, as you can see. And there are handrails. Good. Kitchen's kind of, I don't know, updated a bit, but it's got some problems. These are the doors that have broken window seals. Water's turned off. And then you can see how the doors are damaged. Here you see how they could have leaked a little bit. And the bottom board is deteriorated. Its disposal works. I don't know if I want to clean that stove. It's nasty as hell on the inside. They had a leak, frozen pipes or something up in the bathroom. You can see up there where it leaked, and they patched it. And see how nasty that is? I don't know. I'm throwing that out, right? Anyways, no door going down. And then this floor isn't level, but it's somewhat okay. Probably needs paint. 2-prong out, 3-prong out. It's not a real fireplace. These are the older picture windows here. And floors are a little bit beat up. You might have to redo them. sand them. We're going upstairs now. This place needs, you know, a cleaning, a sanitizing, some prime, some paint. Now these floors here were painted, so that's kind of a bummer, but they're painted. So it's just like a paint stain they use. Roof is okay. A lot of these window locks, see how that they don't lock up? They don't lock right there. So you're gonna have to do some maintenance on these windows. They weren't the best windows, but they're not lead, right? A lot of the doors need adjustments, don't lock, need handles. There's no cold air returns in the bedroom, so you wanna make sure air gets down to the first floor. Okay, painted floors. You could add more outlets, like here you can see no outlet, one 2-prong outlet, right? One outlet. Is that enough? One outlet, 2-prong outlet. You know, you can see how that's a problem. No air conditioning, right? So, hey, you know, if you're getting air conditioners, you better put in separate circuits. There's another room. Okay, one outlet, 2 outlet. That outlet's loose. One on that wall, 2-prong there. A lot of light bulbs aren't working. You got to change the light bulbs. Then they had some doors that need adjustments. These are older doors, and you can see how this one's been a little scratched up maybe from pets. You can see the scratch marks on the wall there from a dog, full-size dog. Oh, there's closets, and that's one closet in bedroom 1. We'll go to bedroom 2, and here you can see another closet, okay, with an access panel. We'll go up there and check it out a little bit. And then, I don't know, bedroom 1, 2, 3, and somehow they made a bedroom out of this little room. I guess if it's 70 square feet, it counts as a bedroom, but I don't know if it's that big. There is a heat deck, there's no closet, but a window. Bathroom, no plumbing, but the enclosure is newer. The fan works. Toilet probably works. They had some rotted floors where they put in a patch type repair. And light fixture is loose. And that's it. I'm not going to go in the attic with the camera. So I'll send a report out when I'm done with it. I need 2 days. It's going to take me a couple hours to type up the report. This is the fast skinny on this particular house. The house is probably built, I would guess, 1920-ish range. It's got the original drain tile system. It does have aluminum siding, and it does have newer windows, so it might be a good house to rent, you know, if you're going to do government type rentals, because in the cities they require lead testing, clearance testing, okay, lead assessments, all that good stuff. The water is off, and I'm not messing with it, and I think the pipes are okay. Most of them are plastic. There's some copper, and there's some galvanized. Mostly the galvanized I saw in the basement was from the exterior spigots, which I recommend changing to frost-free fixtures. So this is the 13-minute video, and I'll send a report out in a few days. Thanks for coming on. If you guys have questions on other house stuff, just call Marko with a Google, call Marko with a question, M-A-R-K-O. Also, I got a book coming out. I'm hoping beginning of the year or before that. It's a great book on houses, and everybody should read it. It's got a little twist to it. I think you'll enjoy it. I'm still working. The manuscript's done, but I got a few people reading it. So thanks for coming on.